Hi class, it's Maria. I'm making a short Digication screencast to show you around, so maybe it'll save you some time when we start the class if you're not familiar. This is the learning management system that the University of the Arts uses. So here you are. Probably if you haven't signed on, you'll have to sign on. It's going to take me right to the portal here, and I'm going to click on Digication. I believe to sign on, you use your username, which is the first part of your email. Like, for example, mine is M. Geiger, and then whatever password you use that you were assigned for University of the Arts. So click on Digication here, and the first thing we're going to do is scroll down and find our class. It's web-based lessons and resources. And then you'll see up here there's multiple tabs. The ones that we'll use are discussions and e-portfolios. And discussions we will be using all the time. So click this on. And you'll notice there's some background information. Each of these, if you're not familiar, are called modules. Various learning management systems, they look different, but basically they're files that hold information. I've basically lined this up chronologically with background information in the first section, and then it just goes down by week. Okay, so I advise you to read some of the background information, especially all about weekly discussions, PIPs, which are put it into practice. That's just basically the tools and lessons we'll be demonstrating each week, and the all-important weekly reflections, because the links to our readings and videos are found in each weekly reflection module. So to start, you'll see this one, Introduce Yourself. That I'm kind of double assigning, but it's the same thing as the Flipgrid link that I sent you via email. I think I sent it out twice. So if you click that on, you'll find a link to Flipgrid, and it's just a quick video app to introduce yourself. Okay, so you'll notice that the weekly discussions, it says applies to all 4 weeks, and the PIPs and reflections are only the first 3 weeks. And that's because you'll need time to work on the final project the last week, which is the 4th week. So let's look over here at week 1. Okay, I'm going to click it on, and this will start on Tuesday. And you'll see a prompt here, and you'll see a link that'll take you out to Google+. You might ask, why don't I just hold the discussions and Digication? I find Digication to be a little dismal. I don't know if you, with the gray and white, they give me this little splash of green, but it's just not enough. And it's very difficult. You'll notice I need to use old-fashioned links here. I can't, insert a hyperlink into the text. So it's very antiquated. But here is the link you will click on, and you might just do this one time for the semester. It's going to take you out and ask you if you accept my invitation to join this group. Hit accept, and you'll see here we are. There's not much here, but our week 1 discussion prompt I actually put up here, and later today I will add the PIP as well. And it'll just say, what do you want to share? You'll type it in here. You'll notice, I'll do a test. So say you wanted to respond to the week 1 discussion, and I'm just going to say test, you give your answer, and then you'll hit post, and it's going to ask you what week. So click that on, and you'll see there would be your response in here, and it'll nicely show up week 1 discussion. And then these keep getting pushed down as we move into a different week. It's very intuitive. It's so easy. And the thing is, I could not find anything that really shows easily. Like, I didn't want to use Google Classroom because there's a lot of linking out. Like, let me give you another example. What do you want to share? So I can put photos, I can add a link and it'll show up. I can have a poll. You don't need the location, but it is very bright and lively. You'll see by the end of the class how nice it looks. Okay, so let's go back. I'll close this. And we'll go back to our discussion list here, or it's called discussions up here, but we also have weekly discussions. This is to put it into practice. That's going to be very similar to what we just did with the discussion. Now, the one thing we are doing through Digication, and it will be deposited right in here, is the reflections. So let's click that on, and you'll see I give a weekly reflection prompt, and then here's all the readings, and here's the videos. They're not long, so no worry. Some of them are minutes long. And you'll see, if I could have, I would have hyperlinked these right in, but Digication doesn't allow me. So this is not very technologically advanced looking. Okay, so what you're going to do then is perhaps write your paper on a Word doc or Google Doc, and you're going to attach it here. You're going to hit Submit Reply, and there's a little trick here. If you don't put something in the body, it won't let you attach. This is really antiquated. So perhaps put reflection, or here's my reflection, and then go down, choose your file, where it might be on your desktop or in your documents, choose it, attach it, and hit save. And then I will get it right through Digication. Okay, so let's go back. We'll go back to our discussion lists. That's going to repeat itself for the 3 weeks. For week 4, there's not an assigned reflection, but there are a few readings and videos that might help you with the final project. Here's the final project. You click it on. It's going to give you some information, and this is a sample website that I made. You'll see this did not take me long. You can look at it at your leisure, but this is something that you can do as a final project. And we will talk about this in our weekly synchronous sessions in further detail. Although it's not a bad idea to start reading about everything, because 3.5 weeks comes along very quickly. Now, I want to go back to remember we discussed the discussions, and we went out into Google+. So here we're going to go to the PIPs, and these are due for each week. And it says, choose a lesson plan from the OER, that's Open Educational Resource site, you have not used in the past. Include a link or a screenshot and tell us how you used it and what the outcome was. Post on Google Plus community. So we'll do the same thing as discussions. You use this, you'll go out, and you'll share. Now, one student I know already is on a sabbatical. So in your case, you know, what can you do? You're not going to get actual classroom feedback, but you can still respond and tell us how you think it might go over, or, you know, give us some reflection on it. So here you'll see a list of OER websites is listed on the ePortfolios link tab above. So remember I said we would be using discussions in ePortfolios. You click this on, and you'll see web tools for presenting. So these, you can use these. Here's a list of OER databases. You can use those. And then this one links to free website builders. This is really for the last, for the final project. But if you're looking for, you know, a new open educational resource to use for your PIP, you can click this on. You know what, I'll do that quick and show you. So you can see there's lots of good ones here. There's some good, really good art ones if you're not familiar. There's some science ones, reading, open college textbooks. Go through them. I'm sure the Google Arts and Culture is great. And maybe you've heard of some of these, but PBS Teachers, you probably heard of Scholastic, but this is a biggie. OER Commons. It's amazing if you have not heard of it. Okay, so let's go back to our main page. Here we are. So again, we're back to our discussions. There's lots of background information to read here. I would go through this before the class starts. And then the first thing you're going to do for the first week is click this on, go over to the Google Plus and respond, and also to the PIP, which is going to be on Google Plus. But remember, you're going to want to look at the ePortfolios with those resources. Okay, Tuesday, yes, we said Tuesday from 7:30 to 8. We'll have a meeting, and I'll go over this quickly at that meeting and see if there's any questions. Okay, everyone, I'm looking forward to starting our class, and I will see you soon.